Planner Training Session 13, Managing Issues. So here we are in our issue list, and very much like we already found with plans and risks, we may have an issue list which forms part of a larger register with plans and risks as well. We may just have issues on their own, and that's managed through the program view form here, which is currently locked. This is a locked version of a plan where we can't change that, and in fact you may find that you just have issues and it's locked so that you're not able to extend for plans and risks. So here's my issue list. We can see this one already has some issues in it, but for now I'm going to add a new issue and manage that and look at updating some of the existing ones here. So very simply do that by using the Add Item menu, same one we would have used for adding a task in Tasks and Plans or a risk in the Risk area. And I can start to fill the data in. So we have description here, and description is always visible irrespective of which of the tabs we're going to be in underneath. So I'm going to have my new issue like that. And I can then choose to give it a code if I want to, that I might use to sort and search by later. And I can choose the type of my issue from the ones available. Now the standard list is request for change, off spec and problem. Snag has also been added here as an additional item in this particular register, and that's available for you to customize, assuming the sheet isn't password protected, from file and lookups. So I can choose here that I've got an off spec. I can then record who it's raised by using my user list, either picking from the list or typing a new person in if they're not in the list already. And it will automatically select for me the date and time raised. I can allocate it to an owner, and if I want to, again, I can give it a tag, again something for searching and grouping our data by. Then we have the ability to set the priority and severity for this particular issue. The standard data here is as set in the lookups, again from file and lookups menu, and again if it's not password protected you have the ability to change these if you want to, but this is the standard set here. So we identify the priority and severity of our particular issue, and then if we want to we can use last updated and closure dates, and then we have a status at the bottom, and it'll automatically, a new issue, default to an open status. Now if I want to straight away I can start putting in some commentary and description about my issue and what we're doing about it, and this is quite a big space here, so there's lots we can type in. It will go to scroll bars if we keep adding more and more information, and we can simply use right click here and paste to copy and paste materials in. Of course we can copy out as well, and we can also here choose to insert a link to a file, and these can be standard Project in a Box hyperlinks to files managed from the Small Team or Enterprise Edition server, or they can also be just direct links to local files on your network or on your local machine, so you can associate images and other such things with your issue. So that's very straightforward to do. We can put something in here, and so we've got our issue, and we're going to either create and close or create and add another, exactly the same as all of our other data entry forms. So while we're here we can add a few, but in this case I'm just going to create and close, and our issue has added in there. We can see it's an open issue, therefore it's showing red, and in fact we can of course order these lists by the thing we're interested in to get to the particular items we want, or we can just reorder them by IDs again. So now we've got our issue. In fact, if we want to update it as time goes on or add some responses to it to see how it's been managed, so here we can see that we have no responses for it yet. Some of our other issues do have responses, and very much like with the risk area we can also choose to show the responses pane at the bottom, and this is managed as part of the view. We're going to talk about views much more in the next session, but I'm just going to switch that on now so we can see it. So if we come in and edit the view, we can see here show responses, and we'll show all responses in here, and we can see the responses we have and which particular risks they're related to. So as I click on this one, we can see actually it has two, and it's highlighted both of them. So either clicking in the response area will highlight the issue that it's associated with, or clicking on an issue in the list here will identify any responses that it has in the all responses list. So finding the ones we're interested in, that's nice and quick and easy. If we want to update this, say, or add some responses as we go along, I can now come back and start doing that. So I'm going to say now that this one has moved to action pending and that we've put some responses and actions in place. And this is using exactly the same bit of form that was used for risk responses. So we have the same categories here. Again, you can change this list should you want to, and exactly the same data that you might choose to add. And again, we can record the owners and the actionees too, and the status of our particular response. We can have as many responses as we want to, and if we're interested in that, we can set due dates for them as well. So I'm going to say, well, I want this one to be due by Thursday, and again, create and add another, or create and close. So as we go through updating our issue like that, it will reflect here. It will have changed from being a problem that was or an off spec, or whatever it was we put it in as, an off spec, to being open. It's now moved into action pending column. We've seen that colour will have changed here, and it's now got its response showing against it. So very easy to add data, very easy to update it. You know, even easier than it was in the risks area. We've got much less complexity in that form. So very easy to get people to come in and update their issues. They can find ones that are just relevant to them if they want to, by sorting through the owners or actionee list, ordering those, for example here. So I can find all the ones that I'm the owner for. So nice and easy to do that sort of thing, and then just update them. So that was issues, creating new issues and managing issues. Just one last point to say, just picking up on something we said at the end of the risk session, which was we can also choose to move our issue to the risk register. Perhaps it's been put in here by mistake. So I can right click on the issue and I copy the issue to be a new risk. Now I can then choose, if I want to perhaps take it out of here. So I could delete it if that's appropriate, or I might have chosen to close it and show it just in the other place. So if we go back over to the other one now, in the risk register we've now got that brought through, and it will have brought through again what it can in terms of owners and dates and things of that type, and whatever's been put into comment areas. Of course you will now need to come in and complete the risk calculations for it. So moving things from one list to the other, again pretty straightforward. So that was the end of our managing issue session. In the next one we're going to look at issue analysis and sharing. Thank you.